All right, so we are on the fourth recording, just a kind of review of some of the things that we had done today in class. And so here's the A final map. Hopefully yours looks a little bit better. Mine wasn't as carefully or cleanly made, but that's pretty much the gist of how this gets put together. So the last thing we covered today was how to create your own data. And so in order to do that, I'm going to get out of the final layout view. I'm going to click on the what they call the data view here, and there's all my data. And the first thing I'm going to do is to open up our catalog, and that's on the standard toolbar here. It looks like a little file cabinet. Click on that, it pops it open on the right hand side here, and I'm going to open up my folder connections so that it's pointing to the correct drive, and I think mine is in the M drive there. There we go. So there's my base layers, there's the GIS data. I want to make sure that these new data layers are going to go in the Beatty folder with the other shape files so they don't get confused. So I'm going to open up the Beatty folder and then the Beatty shape files. And so there's all the stuff that we've been working on. I'm actually going to delete these and start over again with them. And I'm going to get rid of this stands one too. Okay, so there was the four that we were working with. So what we want to do, I'm also going to get rid of this new folder thing. So there. So there's our new, there's all our data files that we've been working with. So what you want to do is right mouse click on the folder itself and click New, Shapefile. And right now we're not going to mess with the coordinate systems. We'll get a little bit more worried about that starting tomorrow when we start talking about coordinate systems. The new shapefile, this time I'm going to do, I think we did a deer stand. I'm going to make sure it's a point. Remember, that's how people got messed up a little bit today, is making sure that the feature type was set correctly. So click OK, and it sticks. Well, first it says I got a problem with the projection, but it puts deer stand over here, and it puts deer stand in my table of contents. So I'm going to right mouse click it, go Edit Features, and start editing. Again, it gives me a problem with my it says I have a problem with the projection. Again, we won't worry about that at this point. I want to make sure that I select deer stand in the Create Features folder. If this doesn't pop up, it will on the in the editor. When you go into editor mode, this editor toolbar pops up, and that's the Create Features tool. You have to access that. You have to make sure that the deer stand is set as what you're going to be collecting or creating data on, and that you're going to be using a point. Okay, that automatically, let me close this so it doesn't confuse us. This automatically selects or makes the point tool active in the editor toolbar. So I just pop where I want my deer stands to go. Okay, and when I'm all done, I go Editor, Stop Editing. Save my edits, and it's saved. Okay, so it's out there where it needs to be in the proper folder, and I can go ahead and change my symbology. All right, so I've got my deer stands. All right. Another thing that we walked through was how to create a line feature. And so again, I'm going to go back to catalog. I've already got it open on the side here. So I go back to shape files, new shapefile, and now I'm going to make sure that that's set to a polyline. I'm going to call it roads. Click OK. Don't worry about the projection, and put the roads into edit mode. Don't worry about that. And make sure that the roads are selected here. That puts my my line feature tool active, and I can go ahead and just start drawing my roads. I'm just going to do one that heads over here. Okay, when I'm all finished with the line, I double click. Okay, so notice it's selected, and it's finished. I could actually add another road now if I want to click over here. And we talked a little bit about snapping today, and what it did is it snapped this coordinate to that coordinate. We're actually calling these vertices, and we'll be talking about vertices tomorrow in class. But it snapped this road's vertice to that one, and so they're joined completely. I can go ahead and change the symbology of the road. I'll make it something that's relatively easy to see. Maybe not. There we go. New road under construction. What the heck, right? I'm going to make it a little bit wider. I could actually go 1.5 and type that in, somewhere between 1 and 2. And there's my new road. Okay. I'm going to go selection, clear selected features, and now you can see everything in there. Nice. So I want to get this out of editing. So I go stop editing. I want to save my edits. Yes, I definitely want to save my edits. And now I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do the food plots. Okay. And so again, my catalog is still sitting over there on the side waiting for me to access it. So I click on it, and then under Beatty shapefiles, I right mouse click, new shapefile. Change that, in this case, to a polygon, and I'll call this food plots. Don't worry about the coordinate system again. Don't worry about that. And now I'm going to put this in edit mode. Edit features, start editing. And the create feature popped up on the right hand side, and again, if it didn't, you would need to click right here, and then that would pop up. So I make sure that the food plots is active, that it's going to use a polygon, and then even though it's not really showing a polygon, but it's showing that this draw tool is active, a straight segment, which is what I want. Alright, so I've got a food plot right here, let's just say. Got another one over here. And another one over there. Alright, all done with those. Like the way it looks. I'm going to go editor, stop editing. And notice it actually, by taking it out of editor mode, it actually unselected that too. So you don't necessarily have to go to selection, clear selection features when you're doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and change the symbology of this. And being that I want them all to be the same color, I don't have to go like I did with the timber stands and change the colors on them. So they're all going to be yellow, and click OK. But I'm also going to make them a little bit transparent. So I do double click on them. I go to display, and let's make them like 50% transparent. Alright, there we go. So that's all set. I got everything the way I like it. Just make sure I'm no longer in editing mode, and then I'm going to go back to my layout. I'm going to zoom so that this ends up kind of in the center. Again, I'll set this at about, give it a second to load up. I'm going to set this at about 3600. And have all my other stuff coming in there. The only thing I really need to change now Actually, I don't even need to change it. It put them in already for me. I just need to click my select tool, double click on the legend, and under which one is it? Must be under items. So I want to make sure that the deer stand is going to have white lettering. In this case, that the roads is going to have white lettering, and that the food plot's going to have white lettering. And then actually in the layout itself, we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So hit apply. That's probably good enough for today. And here you have your finished map products here. Okay. All right. Not too bad. We did everything. Actually created 2 projects. And don't forget, after you make all those changes, if you want to keep the original project without these new changes in it, then you're going to have to do a save as, and we'll call this Beatty 4, just for laughs. And so there you have it. So you have your original map that you created called Beatty 3, and then you have your second one that you've created with these new additions in it called Beatty 4. Capisce? Capisce.